Thank you. If you have a question, just get my attention and we'll come to you in order. We'll start with Craig Hope and we'll go to Lee Ryder next, please. Craig at the front here.
Eddie, was that almost a victory in every which way but the result, especially given the way the game started and you recovered and had all the chances to win it? I imagine there's a lot you can probably take from that.
Yeah, I think there's a huge amount that we need to take from today's game into our future games. Really good resilience, character, quality, the ability to come back from a difficult situation. I think we had to deal with a lot today. It wasn't just the opponent, who are an outstanding team. Certainly the penalty decision against us I thought was really, really harsh. And then we felt we should have had a penalty ourselves. So then we had to handle that as well, which was big for us. But a really good attacking display in the second half. I thought we created chances and we counter-attacked really well. So I think it was a good night performance-wise.
And for all the discussion we've had around this, given the changes and the slight change in strategy, was that plan B in some ways?
Yeah, it's a system we've played loads of times, and we've played in Marseille, we've played it in other games this season. If you want to call it a plan B, Craig, I'm quite happy with that. For me, we just have loads of different ways, formation-wise, we can play, but the principles don't change. And today was a good execution of that. I thought the transitions as we went on, I thought you saw our pace come into the game, and Harvey's chance is probably the best moment that we had to win it.
Thank you. Lee Ryder?
Eddie, there was a lot of good performances all around the team, but could I just get a few words on Joe Willock and Jacob Ramsey, please?
Yeah, two really good performances from them, and I'm really happy for both players. For Joe for getting the goal, that was Joe Willock of old, always a scorer of big goals. His goal-scoring record, I know when he first joined the club, was really strong, and he scored goals in my first year, in particular big goals, and so I'm really pleased for him. He's had a tough time with injuries. He's trained really well for us behind the scenes. He's been waiting for opportunities, and today I thought was the right time with his legs and his ability to get us up the pitch to play him, and thought he did really well. And JJ, for me, Jacob Ramsey, that's his best game for us. I thought he was very, very good with the ball. Very good defensively as well, which is a must here. So yeah, he could be really pleased with himself.
Just how do you think about the playoffs now? Obviously, that's going to happen, extra games, but you'll feel nights like this will give you the strength to keep pushing on in the competition. Yeah,
we'll keep pushing on. I think we wanted to win tonight. We didn't want the extra games, but we'll take it. You know, we'll go down that route, and I think we're going down that route in the best possible way with a strong performance against the holders of the competition. So if there's ever a game that we need to look to give us confidence, is this one, in my opinion. Coming from a goal down, recovering from a difficult start, changing things tactically and still doing well. I think there's a lot to be positive about tonight.
Thanks, Lee. Just onto the third row here, please.
Bonsoir, Myriam Bensala, Sport and People News. Alors, bravo pour votre résultat obtenu à Paris. Alors justement, qu'avez-vous pensé de la prestation du Paris Saint-Germain? Merci à vous.
Yeah, very, very strong. Especially early in the game, I thought, it was a really tough opening to the match for us. I think they've got really good technical players in the middle of the pitch, real pace in the forward areas and wide areas. And that was a big challenge for us to respond to and make sure that we were solid enough to grow into the game. So I think they're an outstanding team, and so I think it's a great result for us.
Thank you. The gentleman just up on the fifth row. Thank you.
Good night, Mr. Howe. I would like you to assess the performances of the English teams in this Champions League. How do you explain this superiority? The fact that 5 of the Premier League teams are in the top 8 and you almost reach that level. Is this unstoppable? Will this go on, this superiority, this power in European football?
It's not something I've thought too deeply about, to be honest. I think the English teams, yes, they've been strong. I think the Premier League is such a strong league that can only make you better by playing in that tough competition week in, week out. The games that we play, home or away, they're so difficult. I think you see some really strong teams, strong players. I just think from our perspective, I can only focus on us, and I don't really have an opinion about the other teams. We are improving, I feel. We've still got a long way to go. But we're in a good place, I think, to attack the next games in this competition in particular.
Thank you. Keith Downey.
Eddie, on the penalty award or non-award, I know you probably don't want to be talking about penalties again after what happened to you the last time, but what frustrated you more, the lack of award for yourself or the one off the hand of Lewis Miley?
Probably the one that wasn't given for us, because you can debate the first decision, but if you think it's a penalty, which obviously the officials did, then for me the next one has to be a penalty as well. So I don't think the first one is. Personally, I don't think the one against Louis should have been given. I think it hits their player's arm first, and I just think it's unintentional. It's not a reaction towards the ball. I know his arm's slightly detached from his body, but for me there's no intent there. But it's the consistency then after that you want to see followed through. But that's why I think credit to the players, because we didn't allow that to become a feature for us in the game. We were almost able to detach ourselves and just focus on the football, which is a real tribute to their mindset.
I thought Dan Burn was exceptional for you tonight, given the fact he's missed 6 weeks, should I say, with a really serious injury, to come in and play like that in a place like this.
Yeah, Dan never ceases to amaze us, I don't think. Yes, he was able to run during that time, so he was able to keep his fitness, which is, I think, a key thing. Of course, so his running ability he was confident in, but it's his lack of training time, really, and all the things that come with that, the match awareness, your positioning, your touch with the ball, I thought was top class. So he was very, very good for us today, and I'm delighted for him. He's such an important and powerful presence in our dressing room. I'm pleased he performed so well.
Okay, guy in the front row here, please. Thank you.
Yeah, obviously everyone knows about the firepower that PSG have, but in the second half you got behind their fullbacks maybe 6-7 times. Did you sense, were you perhaps a little bit surprised at how often you got behind them, and did you sense there was a bit of a weakness there?
Well, I think the aim for especially the guys that came on the pitch, Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes, was to do that. We had fresh legs at that stage of the game, and that was part of our game plan to try and get in behind the high line. They play with the high line, they have done, and it's worked for them so well. I was pleased to see that executed really well from the players, and we were just missing the final bit, weren't we? But we were close on a number of occasions.
Thank you. Luke Edwards, please.
Do you feel, just overall looking at the Champions League campaign as a whole, do you feel you've sort of shown that you belong in this sort of company now?
I think we're showing that. I think we've been pleased, I think, with the majority of what we've delivered. I think Marseille, we were close to winning that game with a 1-0 lead, and that game frustrates us slightly. The Barcelona game was similar, where I think we had opportunities to score first. Leverkusen, we were leading till late, so I think there's a slight frustration there that we weren't able to get over the line in those games, but then we won the games we needed to win at home. When the expectation was us to perform, I felt we did. But I think this is the real acid test for us, coming here against a team that was arguably near enough their strongest team, a team that was motivated to win and holders of the competition. I thought we performed really well.
And have you said anything to Harvey in the dressing room? Is he okay after the late miss? Do you?
Yeah, he's got nothing to say in a sense to apologise for. That's football. He'll miss plenty of chances, but we know with Harvey, because he's such a good player at getting in the right positions, that he will score as well. So it was just one of those things. I thought he was unlucky with the spin of the ball.
Okay, we'll take 3 more. Go to George Culkin, Kieran Kelly and Damien Spellman, please. George.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi.
Would you have taken this position at the start of the campaign, do you think?
Probably would have done. I don't know. We didn't set out with that intention. We set out to try and qualify outright. But I think you take every eventuality that falls your way. Now, we knew this being our last game, it was going to be really tough if we were needing to win. And that was the position we found ourselves in, and we went all out to try and do that, to try and win the game. And we chased it as much as we could without leaving ourselves with the possibility of losing, because I don't think that would have helped us either. So we gave everything we could to try and finish in the top 8. We didn't quite get there, so we have to go another route.
And then with every game that goes past, does it make you and the squad more and more determined to make sure you get back here?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's such an unbelievable competition to be in. It really is. And I think we never take it for granted. Wherever we play, whether it's home or away, or whatever ground we're at, you've got to absorb it, you've got to appreciate it, and the work that we've put in to get into this position, we also don't want to throw that away. So the work to try and get back there is, of course, ongoing, and we're doing our best to try and improve our Premier League position.
Thank you. Kieran Kelly?
You talked before this game about how you needed to trust the squad. How heartened were you just by, I suppose, everyone contributed? There's a lot of focus on players who've come in the summer, but I suppose everyone played their part.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do have a good squad, and I think when you're playing 3 times in 6 days against the level of opposition that we are, we cannot have fatigued players entering the pitch against those opponents. I think that's a really difficult environment to play in if you're not feeling you've got energy in your legs. So we made changes today that we felt we needed to make. We'll possibly make more for Liverpool, because the same applies. We've now got travel back, and no time at all we'll be on that pitch at Anfield. So trusting the squad's important, and that's why we brought the players in. I thought they all did really well, and they all showed that they can play at this level.
Thank you. Last one, Damien, please.
Eddie, you've thrown a lot at Lewis Miley over the last year or so. I mean, after the start tonight, he picked himself up and got on with it. How important will that be in terms of his learning curve?
Well, I think it was another tick against his name, because, yeah, tough start. I mean, first few seconds of the game, he's realised the level of opposition that he's up against and the speed of the player that he's up against, and a decision that I think was really harsh against him. He's had to absorb all that. And then you've seen probably after 20 minutes, he's got to grips with it. He's adapted, and I thought he went on to have a really strong game. Arguably one of his best games in that position for us, because of the challenge he was up against. So I just can't speak highly enough of him. He was really good with the ball again. It just looks like he's adapting all the time and improving all the time, and turning into such a valuable player for us.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.